Hey guys, today we are diving into one of my favorite topics, starting seeds, but this time we're doing it on a budget. If you've ever looked at fancy seed setups and thought that's way too expensive, you're not alone. I'm going to show you how to start your seeds at home using low-cost DIY supplies that work just as well as store-bought options. So grab your seeds and let's get started. We'll go step by step through everything you need: containers, soil, water solutions, lighting, humidity, and even troubleshooting common problems. Whether you're a beginner or experienced gardener looking to save some cash, you're going to love these tips. Plus, I'll share some of my personal experiences with different DIY setups, including what's worked best for me over the years. First, let's talk about the seeds themselves. They can be expensive if you're on a tight budget. Dollar Tree seeds are fine to get. I think they're 50 cents a pack. And My Gardener has really affordable seeds. They're mostly $2 each. You can get them from Seed Swaps on Facebook. If you have none to swap because you're just starting out, don't worry about it. Gardeners are giving people. And you can also visit a seed library. Our regular library has a seed library. They just want you to maybe replenish with some of your saved seeds the next season. Then year after year, save your own seeds. This is for heirlooms, not hybrids. Hybrids you cannot save the seeds from. They won't come true the next year. But for heirloom seeds, definitely take the time to save those seeds and you have free seeds year after year. All right, first up, containers. You don't need to spend a dime on plastic seed trays. Here are some everyday household items that work just as well. Number one, egg cartons. They're perfect for small seeds and they're easy to cut apart for transplanting. You can plant the entire section right into the soil and it will decompose naturally. Now they do dry out quickly, that's just a warning, so make sure you're on top of keeping them moist. You can also use toilet paper rolls. Just cut them in half and stand them up in a shallow tray. They're biodegradable too. Plus, they help prevent root disturbance when transplanting. Yogurt cups or takeout containers, just poke some drainage holes in the bottom to ensure proper water flow and prevent root rot. You can also use newspaper pots, or if you don't get a newspaper anymore, you can use paper grocery bags. I'll link a video below for exact directions. Newspaper pots are fantastic because they hold up just long enough for your seedlings to get started, and then they can be planted directly in the soil. And if you want a sturdy, reusable option, try repurposing old muffin tins, ice cube trays, or even a shallow plastic container with cardboard dividers. Just make sure you drill some drainage holes in all of those. Next, let's talk about seed starting mix. Buying a big bag of it can get pricey, but you can make your own with just a few affordable ingredients. Here's my go-to recipe. 2 parts coconut coir or peat moss for moisture retention, 1 part perlite or sand for aeration, and 1 part compost or worm castings for nutrients. Now, if you don't have those last two, it's not a big deal. You could just use peat moss and perlite. Seedlings don't need much nutrients, especially if they're only living in the cell for just a couple of weeks, few weeks. So this mix is light, it's fluffy, it's perfect for seedlings. Plus it saves you a ton of money in the long run. If you're collecting your own compost, make sure it's fully broken down so you don't introduce pests or mold to your seedlings. Hey guys, I just want to break in really quick here and let you know that within the next couple of weeks, we're going to be opening up our online gardening community to everyone. Over the last 5 months, we've been testing this concept, working out the bugs, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and we've gathered about 200 members so far who are really loving what they're getting over there. It's an online gardening community that is friendly, helpful, all the other things that a lot of other gardening communities online are not. But it's not only that, being a part of the community actually gets you access to our videos on YouTube without commercials. We've also got several certified master gardeners who are part of this community that are there to help you no matter what part of the country you live in. So if you're dealing with an ice storm, I may not be the best person to answer that question when my winter here looks like this. We've also got live monthly video calls with me and so much more, and we're adding new things all the time. So like I said, it's just a couple of weeks away. I'm going to put a link down below in the video description for you to click on and get signed up to be notified as soon as this is ready to go live, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. Now we're going to talk about watering methods. Now there's lots of fancy things you can get to water seeds or seedlings. You can get squirt bottles from Dollar Tree, but I would really prefer that you don't water from above, you water from below. Bottom watering with a tray is best. Just set your seed tray in a shallow dish of water and let it soak up the moisture. This prevents damping off disease and keeps the soil evenly moist. Overwatering can be a real issue with seedlings, so always monitor the soil moisture levels closely. Humidity is important though before the seeds come up. You want to keep the humidity in there, and a humidity dome will keep the moisture and the warmth in, which helps seeds germinate faster. Here are some budget-friendly alternatives. Plastic wrap. Just lay it loosely over the top of your containers. Clear takeout lids. They fit perfectly over small trays and help hold the moisture in. Even plastic storage bins. You can place your whole seed tray inside and pop the lid on. Now again, these solutions are only for seeds, not seedlings. As soon as those seeds germinate, you need to remove any type of apparatus that's holding the moisture in. Let's talk about light and heat, two crucial factors for strong seedlings. If you don't want to spend money on pricey grow lights or heat mats, try this. Cheap LED shop lights, they work just as well as expensive grow lights when placed 2 to 3 inches above seedlings. Now that's important. Grow lights, professional grow lights, they can be a foot or more above the seedlings because they're that powerful. But simple garage shop lights, they're not that powerful. So you need to have the leaves within 2 to 3 inches of the light source, and either as the seedlings grow, raise the light source along with it, or lower your seedlings away from the light. You can line a box with aluminum foil to help reflect the light and increase efficiency. Plus, it adds heat, keeps heat into the location. Speaking of heat, you can get heat mats. They're not that expensive, but if you're really on a budget, place your seed trays on top of a refrigerator, a cable box, or even a heating pad on low, although it's probably not the safest to use the heating pad. These little tricks can make a huge difference in how your seedlings grow. I give bottom heat to heat-loving plants like peppers and tomatoes, and I've had tomatoes sprout within 2 days with that assistance. Now let's talk about light. If you have a sunny windowsill, you might not even need artificial light. Just be sure to rotate your seedlings so they grow straight. Now, when I'm talking a sunny window, I'm talking it gets 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight, not just a bright window, but if you were sitting there, you would get warm in that sunshine. If you don't have that, you need some kind of artificial lighting because your seeds will get leggy, and that's not something they can come back from. Now let's talk about common mistakes beginners make and how to fix them. Number 1 would be overwatering. This causes mold and root rot. Stick to bottom watering like I mentioned instead of using a spray bottle, and that will help a lot. If they don't have enough light, they lead to leggy seedlings. They're going to be stretching for that light. And like I said before, they're not going to be able to come back from that. Keep the light 2 to 3 inches above the plants unless you have a professional grow light. Sowing the seeds too deep. Seeds have a very limited amount of energy, just enough to break that seed open, put down a taproot, and just start growing barely. Follow the instructions on the seed packet to tell you how deep to sow them. Skipping hardening off is a problem. Hardening off means you're getting your plants used to coming outside where there's a lot more variables than inside your house. Wind, rain, cold. And so what you want to do, there's a couple ways to do this. Every day, take out your plants for just maybe an hour the first day, 2 hours the second day, 3 hours the third day. It's kind of an annoying way to do it, especially if you have a life and a job. There's another way to do it. You look on your forecast and see when you've got 3 days in a row of overcast weather. When you see that, put them out in full sunlight under that overcast for 3 days in a row all day. And by the end of those 3 days, your plants are hardened off and ready to go. For more really budget-friendly ideas, check out our Garden for Free playlist right there, and I'll see you guys next time.